Alrighty. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, wherever you find yourself today. It's another beautiful day. And I want to welcome all of you to analyze this. Analyze this. We are going to have some interesting discussions today. We are going to be analyzing stuff today. I want to encourage you to tune in and let's chit chat. Let's talk. Let's share ideas. Let's exchange thoughts because we believe on this platform that not a single individual has it all. We can share ideas, we can think through stuff, and we can come to an amicable conclusion by learning from each other. Once again, you are welcome to analyze this. And today it's going to be an interesting one. We are going to be analyzing number 12 on the Kwesinya teaches media interviews. I believe recently we've seen him going on media interviews and talking about number 12. And that's what we're going to be analyzing today, number 12. You know that on this platform, we are here to shape the thinking, to shape the leadership minds of our youth, the African youth. So we are here to discuss anything that concerns Africa and African youth, the future of Africa. Basically, we're here to shape the mindset, to shape the thinking process of the African youth. We believe that if we can make any meaningful and any impactful change in our world, we first need to change our mindset. We first need to change the way we process, the way we think. So that's why we're here today. Those of you who want to join, you can, if you go on Facebook, the link has been posted to Zoom. If you want to join on Zoom, you're more than welcome. You can click on the link and join us. You can also send us your questions. If you have any contributions, comments, any dissenting opinions, they're all welcome. We don't gag anybody on this platform. So we encourage everybody to be a part of the program. Without much ado, I would want to emphasize, and as we always do it every time on this platform, we don't believe in insults. We don't believe that insults can solve problems. This is a problem-solving platform. So if we can discuss, we can dialogue. A dialogue is a principle of life. And if we cannot adapt to that principle and follow that principle of life, then it would make us no different from the animals in the wild. And so we believe that if we really want to solve problems, emotions are to be pushed aside, and the intelligent switch, our intellect, the switch within our intellectual faculties need to be turned on to be able to analyze and process information, to be able to come to an amicable conclusion and a reasonable conclusion. So on this platform, we don't entertain, we don't encourage insults. We would not take that on this platform because we don't believe that insults solves problems. It only incites emotions. And when emotions flare up, anytime emotions are play, your reasoning faculty is shut down. And we don't want that to happen. And so we want our reasoning faculties to be active, alive, and be working today. So no insults on this platform. And we believe that if we are able to put on our thinking caps and discuss and jaw and dialogue, we'll be able to reason and pick one or two from this platform and from whatever discussion we're going to be having today. But before we go on to the discussion, we would want to watch a video. This is going to be an intro. This is going to be a very lengthy discussion. It's not probably, we cannot finish this discussion in a week or two. It's going to be a very lengthy one. So we encourage that anybody who wants to be a part of it would be patient enough to bear with us and block your time. If you want us to have a meaningful discussion, block your time and let us have this discussion. We want your rapt attention. We want you to open up your ears and listen. You can write down your questions, your points, what have you, so we can discuss this thoroughly as intelligent human beings. So without much ado, I want us to take some few minutes and watch this clip. And I'm going to be just doing the intro for now. We probably would not get to the meat of the matter this week or this weekend. We probably would get to the meat of the matter next weekend. But whatever the case is, we are going to get this started. So, alrighty.
To me, I'm sure league matches. Or summaries. I know we go so okay. To Sunday evening, no matter, and the Monday. LFGFA, FICA for FIFA. No, now for baby or you know one day come on. Sometimes I am not making it. They call you? Yes. FIFA for. Oh yeah, I am now for friendly. Wow. Cats and the Sunday. Oh yeah. Can it be every day? Yeah. Yeah, I'm over here. I mean, this. Now information ahead. Wow. But we was say when you say yes, yes, sanction for 6 years or something. No, 15 years. But 15 years. But that's all our appeal process we have from. See, after 15 years, no, to me, I'm managing football. Yes. But my work was said, you know, what was that? Sa kontompuna abranti no. Yeah, make an ass. But we have to confront it then. Yes, so let's talk about it. Nipa okoye video of how or the bread Ghana for a goo animase. And no actually or yeah publication said or farming cohorts. As a Ghana for signing petition or farming cohorts. And they make cohort 2020. 4 years new. Yes, a branch no only Jina Dakabu any dance here in Tiana. Also, and that's also my court. They say, your manager Sadia now or the Catane. So now Ghana had democracy, your practice. Also, near kangaroo post, military regime base. That's right. You don't go kangaroo porter. The out was say, not judge, you know, actually, the moon, witnesses in actually the moon. But in a democratic dispensation, Nipa na or accuse you. I said, Ojina boxing. Now, what's me? It's an and to say, oh, try a dear can say, actually, so now when you're ready, so we'll be by the general me beside us. Now you're contemporary. No one that said, in Kennedy, Japan case, yeah, or no, a share court, but judge, you know, at the can on some basaba. So you're comfort. Or you be a Udini, or you say. But I Nipano, Nipa Papa also said, no, any, who say the Papa, any that, temporary, Obesa so regional and answer. Aye near a fata. Oh, into your year, no dear. A young contumpo, and I did breed Ghana for any so. I say, Siano, no crano, a dead, a man of who said, Sir, you sinina or ye, no dear. And yet at the papa, and yet the other boy be because I no crepa, nanny or kekayana, and a son go to me backwards now. Obama, obedi dance, and I caught to me beside the caught now up to the end of this month. Say the moment to me, end of April. Yes, so big chat is in the moon. Now, I foolish case. It's just a 2020, but case in the crown. My purports. Almost one witness in Buddha. One witness. 2020. Yes. Before I covered the buyer. Yeah, one witness. That before I covered the buyer. One witness cry and friend. Case events. Well, and you're fair. Maybe who do my wood in the cell. Obecha some can say a two so. Now chatting the Suya. Oh, ma emiano. And the way in Yakopana. And now your Supreme Court who decided no one will be entering the sound here. And now your Ghana Constitution. May say, if you say, oh, President, the don't want someone also say, they say, I sell for be about the man apart from an accident. An accident, I ask some for Ghana and even any an answer. To see about the other for the amount for yes, almost shaming crying. Almost having cried, said, near Cossy, Uncle Sifi, and I almost would say, Uncle Tumpo. Well, or no, an answer to crawl him. He's underground, will be a winner. What will it? Women are more free. Bibi Ahame. Oh, I will say, oh, yeah, no parrot for our person. Bibi wow. You would to me a native free. That's just your own shadows are chasing you. And you'll be na HSU. Wow. Shadow no na HSU. But I think that's somehow. I have a nipa. Nipa. Na obikra isi awasi. I think I see a call so. Obikra the car 4,000 to me or the woman said no go. That's so and I'm all. But to be a shepherd, okay. Aha, Oshe religious books mo. Amani mu a amanfo bi fa mu no. Omo survive here. Ebi mu na me fa here. Oman na original hotel. Obi a o ka bi ma apart from who mean ya ne krofo kakra mu ka bi ma be. Ona mo kene Japan ka bi ma be. Speaker Bagme enso ka bi kakra. Ono okoshia FIFA for. O Bagme koshia FIFA. Yes. And almost and some channel come as some channel. But you be obviously, you say, now Ghana for boy, okay, dear. So, what to me as I do, it means if I be as a baby, a bini ho. Sad dear, and I say, or Ghana, a bini baby. Only Bobia or yes, I do man over the canon. US, UK, Europe, and now even Africa. Until the human said, also anti-Christ, corruption crusader. But Ocean, or the Pesca man. You're the Pesca. Oh, yeah. Nasa media, no. How charge you discuss it? $150,000. Every time. Was a moment, was a my memory that never body. My colleague and I'm in executive committee at the Mukaila or Fitamale. Okay. Or no, or Bami chain. And then me call Parmesan, lawyer, not try the only one. Okay. And I'll catch him as an answer, the cat, the case in once a match. No, you're the student. It was so pesita to do say, with the bar. I don't know, call lawyer Parmesan. Yes, me call the fear, may not be named the fear, me call order. Or say, Mr. Hoy, no more area where I say, okay. Baby, Mr. Chamatin, Eteno. I say, oh, the whole December, Westland. I say, oh, what do we call the fear? Oh, about the fear, I say, no confess to say, Ambra. I just a blackmail. So, and that's demanded 150 through these people, through them. So, if you are paid, me 100,000. It's 100,000. Almost say, sir, and so you know, may not imagine you say, I didn't. No, because I said my own country. I'm in country that. Metro press release. As I'm see, you know, it's a book to 150,000 and that's demanded from me. Would you 100,000? 100,000. Emma, I didn't buy any. I'm afraid I like Monkala. I said, catch it. Family Cabreve. I did all this kind of boy, you know. Muscle. Now, sit down or more refund the amount, and 20,000 or 10,000. As a partner, make a tron. And that's about $100,000 through the lawyer, no? Yes. As can I continue? Yes. On for sick amount. About 20,000. Yes. Obviously, when I go back, almost open. Not dollars. Say no, we are here. You know, I'm going to book. We have no 200 dinar. We 200 now. Mr. Refund. I'm telling you, but near me, trying to say, when you look ready, kind of credit. And yet, Ghana dog, and I done a pumaso. And yet, Nebotomu dog, opinion Sikato Nebotomu. And yet, Ghana done a bottom dog. Yes, Opisicato Nebotum. Into a sank for now, Nipa Bibria, why a from Sonati, a similarity hour. Who just sky a map? Well, just sky near. Not honorable Kennedy I want. Baby from sir and our videos are here. Baby, what I say? Baby videos are because Omuches come on. Omuches come on. So say a year. Omran on threat ne assessor when you know Sika baby on your scabe acquire access on your public declaration of you. It's not under any obligation to do that, but or your genuine corruption crusader. Ono the big kind. Senator President for your buy. Obia Mizad. I said, me die you too. May you know you too. Maybe we are you too. Oh my yes, sir. Na ye gidio but on him say ye you know to. Ono Kennedy. Actions or ye you know to. Ne to da ho say. Da ho say. Enya kono ko so be part of the video, you may be can go back to your political career. Video no also you will draft a report be say a report to say a contract to say a contract. Okay, a contract. Now come on, chia one. Now a brand here now or the call swally on the call. I'm a swally, yes, you were free. Yes. And see on I knew coming on Abu no Regional Football Association chairman I was Tamale. Okay. And Abu Behu me say, person will form a company. Now almost acting as agents. Now company no. Person will agreement or you get your own commission. Buy. Yes. Okay. And I may draft this agreement in the mouth. It's a buy and a promise and may make a company now. Question register general say as some nature. Obian koye search our register general said NAMAX NAMAX me a shareholder or director now men can and so anti contract and your football contract and now would agency contract juma almost any sponsorship almost ma a GFA it's not one who what yes contract amount I may act as lawyer my new corporate so for them yes not for you that's almost a meme account now almost fictitious your friend is saying, almost fictitious search that they call FIFA say, that company no may make count. But Ubia and Koya was search. No orange say me count one count. Men count. Nipa or throw a petition lawyer Kisigabe on lawyer your friend is saying. Special prosecutor says on a lawyer, last lawyer. What do you say? We knew the truth. Yes, I don't know what law firm they say. If you almost throw a petition for special prosecutor against me, Ora, Dada, Dr. Martin Amidu. Yes. But they knew that I was not a public officer. Now, in your public office. We share case already called one of the charges is corruption by public officer. Being a public officer. Public officer, you'll be the two from the Consolidated Fund. We read the Public Administration Act now. A name I won't extra financial relationship. Now, GFA in public office. Now, GFA president, a public officer. And a company limited by guarantee. But some memory contempo be almost training in atomism. That's how I'm did any buy. Look at Sacro BNT. One why I will catch you, be said, I don't know, Mencaho. And now the Omo Canadian credit. We know with you. Obedient you. It's a see ya. Uncle for who said, Aquani contemponia. Nka ombetino wow ombetini ye awu no kra wo aha wow if you asem me see you no video me buy no we share no so share the mask da we share no da oh no last time I me ni share 2008 me ni share okay I was in office no war jowulu ofi big farm I call jowulu so building there one left okay aha and share senka me man adwuma bi na why amame but no achi me ni share bi wow na adwuma ba ya na nkofo bi na ye pesa oye na nya me personally na GFA na pesa oye bi afa referee no maye na ye ko hu no but sika of course amere no na enya de ebeti 200,000 cedis at that time and I'm say na 200,000 oh me didi be ye me high car the Land Cruiser, we near my baby. Yet it decided to say, yeah, because near you was yeah, you know. Ah, 200,000, yes, 2008, yes. Sika baby, 2 billion Ghana OCs. Wow. 80, the last time I called court today, last time, month by money away. April. I think March. And February. About February. 16 around Valentine time. And I mean kind exactly time. Wow. Time I issue nearby, you know. I mean, I don't know what happened. Government came up. I might throw statements here and there. Say the quite better. We share before and then I'm catch up you. And they sorry. Me then I come. Well, we share in public when you are moving in here. Private Obama share. But since you'll be able to be an operator, see, almost showing crime. Almost showing crime because yeah, young couple, yeah. Obi wonka ze we kunno ko nti ya dia se ya da yam asese asem boni bia nsi amfa e ba no ni fifa fo bi di nkomo wo de ka fo bi abon komo bi afrel wo mo feel say yes almost feel say Ghana ya nya botra makwasi nyantichi o man ba to ka say almost feel say me na fufu wo Ghana ai kafu ne yi na bebre say Ghana mo nya botra makwasi nyantichi na we nya asema ya de ban no we nya asema senka ya de no pocket but e ba ye no na kasa no doso ema politicians so de omo ho achi nti obi a lose control over the issue na agin samu nti de bia na omoka but esi awie etumi nya ho hwe ese ye hwe ye ni mo ne da ye am pasa government officially throw letter come FIFA ne ka yes attorney general no throw letter come out say so mo nya odin I think even we call court of arbitration for sport almost in the letter secretary attorney general so mo ba na or justify any my see in the video. Yes, outside the video, or the commission of inquiry near my famukra the town boy. It's not obvious for say, oh, person teaching there. I say, the chinaso, why you bonu on your bonu, I say a chinaso, by all means. And of course, they see, you know, our man penny and in a body trade a gimba when it's here. Me who say I'm man here. Me strap one patch bat. Beyond that, day specifically no. Me bo mutin say nearby and say okay. Come the so-called investor. What was that? Now, I pray your friend is saying, almost will be an investor, shake our time.
Okay, yeah.
You call in or see or person or boy or politicians now, or yeah, you be mal, or who, and I'm making suggestions that my will say, oh, Oba, oh, no, who penny, I'm discussing, my ways, I don't know, man can ye, my dear to intimacy on some family bonnet and chummy. Wow, man can ye, because opinion the open in chair. I know be a son out of the connection.
I don't coach me.
I know man can you proper. My name was said, my cast at the or man penny, and then a body and ministers are my bubble with the Mr. was said, Common far, my bonnet and chummy. My yes, but I know it, you know, near a count on the
So how do you feel when people say Kwesi entity is corrupt? Kwesi video the Bible, a lot of this word. Twitter crowd, hashtag that. How do you feel? How do you
before a video no buy, you know? That's our perception of this in will be one example of a corrupt practice. Obey me the because and I say, you know, because Sheikh Al-Tani, you know, it didn't exist to sponsorship, you know, also my GF, you know, and you know, correct. Businesses also own your person of Ghana, and you know, correct. Into drama, na see, and you're real. You can say corruption, real, so what you see, so what you be there existed, what you say, and yet set up, say, say. Now one man for artists in this nipa na corrupt. Any anka nipa bebre corrupt. What I say? We see ho FIFA be audit e wo GF ho. Omo ye forensic audit.
Ufi
yes. Omo ye forensic audit bitine. Omo ntimi nka say wedi taku ana wedi. FIFA report. Me I said me won for. Okay. Omo am officially because I was not supposed to get it. Okay. But say me ye bibi etia GF ana FIFA mra efo musika sema
come publishing
nko de ba out e de me for ethics committee e twe ma so ka ho what you say this nothing like that magana there nim say ahoya anase otan anase unti ase wo public office ana ba bia profo ani di wachi bibia corrupt o ya corrupt bibia o ya corrupt bibia o ya corrupt ye fe kra enya public office corruption no an offense related to public officers.
You think that the team, no, yes, our investigation were paid to bring you down?
Which teams?
I mean, they are nasty.
Oh, of course. I said, I'm for some question too powerful.
Yes, why you're too powerful. They why a power drunk.
Yes, and some very bro from where I say, who I said, you come, I just say. Abrofo pen kramai pa broni kra ne kramai timida oni kramai timidi di bomu oni kramai jare was swimming pool. There is a popular English saying you have to give a dog a bad name before you can kill it because not omu pe dogs pa enti so oma mi dimbo na mbe ne ekumi enti na se omu ye mesa na nkofo bi ehihye ho omu hye sa de na ase yes. At the right time, because my body says here, you the move court, say, me prove it, and I'll be prove you what I say. But the idea, who borrow for any one. But me actually, dear, master, the master, Mamma Yankupon, and the betrayal, Biaka, 1. So, mention a Maya Bonnie and Yankupon Jamaica. I'm telling you, we need to be here with the Yankopon a hatasori ono na oye odomankoma tumi wura ono na mede masem ato nanim se obi a na kati obenya na no mekoto ahema mpaboa ewo what they say we are na haso pop training for that say ask sinano asset ho me tra me ka mo anamrate bi dimrika I was oh, Mr. Yanti, and I was I say, share. aduane a obedi de e mo da o nyame makom nku da na anas na oye ade no nyame ahyehyɛ na ketua e da ho twen no sa na o ka kire me e na mzi na ase na betu me ka koye enti obia benya na ketua but yeah na we are for yenti ase se bibi atu obi ana bibi esi obi abrabo mu say this say the so efa sase mu no because nyame tie ni panika o mebo amanye o bra bia wa adwene maso obi abenya na ketua.
The friend question Antechi, former GFA president, say Oko Ejuso constituency. Say Obeyam Rashe Bejani was our constituency. Question Antechi, yet too powerful. Nana, who bank CAF president, Anna.
Let me a first vice president of CAF.
It's an Anka.
It is a commissioner of police.
Okay.
The next step here, the IGP. But now, to say deputy IGP, now me na be a deputy or CAF. To say vice.
The whole Africa.
Yes, the whole Africa. The whole Africa. Then nipa na Odano Ahmed. Omami who said, "Enche bia obeko ni pro ma akoye politics." Enti dakro. Me merebe so na matiki over. Eno na nkrofo mu a ehawo.
CAF president.
Yeah. Ehawo, nkrofo. Enti ekwan bia se yetwe ne ebofo. Na omure fi say me ko on merits. Enye Ghana slot o. Me on merit. It's na election year to Abama. Na uyi mi fiwa enye Ghana ni ye de kwasha ho. What you say? Nti omuyi mi no fi ho no.
No mu pisa ke Ghana ni kwasha ho.
Masa because you mi fi ho Congo ni na kodi Nigeria ni the big SSA I think Sangwa na be the first vice of Senegal. Nti ebe chance na Ghana ni
but see as a Ghana ye kobo match be a referee in pay asem ye ko be bi asem omo nhye dan aye wunti ana
asem si ye no ebo referees ni na Africa as Ghana de power ye be ku sesi a ye be chance am kese ato so no ye se udin what you say nti so ye ku omu din komo omu nimba bi a obi ejina na ni omu ye nso ehihye won ho enti omu ka so omu di ubone a ohumpo ni ba bi aso a ode ko
aya no mu kasa na se ade omu ye na aya no aya no mu
Brazil abefa bi a ma o me ko jesolasi ayi we bi abefa bi o Ghana ball there Sambra ufi wo ade no asay enye ye elam say nyame betre ye mompaye
ba mimbusa question bi wo we so na fe ye kwaje so back say Ghana court ni twa case ni mu a ebe ye so aso bi e wo appeal na wo fi
because me call ho no omu ka say Ghana pride me poko na Ghana nyempa me poko me de na me nimu poko
FIFA for the boy man
omu ka chere me
say Ghana the whole
Ghana Attorney General's officer catch us omu de me poko enti e ka ho bi e na omu take his decision enti say Ghana case ni twi ho a eno so beboa e ma enema atimi abrase kakra
it is a court ni threat enum na FIFA and so kase we are standing the decision now what will happen to you
baby I make me come and me mama chi me come and me mama chi baby nyame di me abedu no ne ma ye de ma ye yi enya semesa come chi se me play football
you don't go back to football.
Oh, I would prefer to be where I am and play an advisory role. But to go and be president of football there, yeah, CAF and FIFA, Minyasa Kunyana, waiting up back. But Ghana, what the other year, Omo Mono, Yamwa or no, Paso.
About the one winning MP Wako Parliament, whichever party that comes to power 2024. Yes, you're your sports minister over
Some people, but I say, almost on the sports minister, I may consider it. Now, saying this, but not some sports minister,
Also, very Kwesi, any person I'm contest to just.
Alrighty. So I believe we heard a considerable amount of the discussion, the interview between Captain Smart and Kwesi Nyantakyi. This was aired somewhere about 2 weeks ago on Onia, I believe Onia TV or Onia Radio in Ghana. And we heard a considerable, this is the portion I just wanted us to listen to, but we're going to take the portions by segment and analyze the segment. But before we go on, I would want Mr. Prof to introduce himself, and then we start taking the video segment by segment.
Good afternoon. Sorry I was late. Something. My name is Kudewa, and I'm here as of.
You're breaking up.
Sorry. I hope we do have a very good in-depth discussion about this because it seems really interesting. Thank you.
All right, so I have a few questions I wrote down, but before I bring those questions up, I want us to go back to the beginning of that segment where he started talking about the Anas investigation. And then I will stop after a little. I decided for us to listen to the whole stretch so we can have an idea before we start breaking it down into segments. Like I said, this discussion is going to take a very considerable amount of time. We're not going to be able to exhaust everything today. We are actually going to analyze the whole of number 12, the whole documentary number 12. We're going to analyze that as well. So this is just the beginning. And if you look at the flyer, it states that analyzing number 12 and Kwesi Nyantakyi's media interviews. So I believe that this particular media interview puts together it gives you a broader picture of almost all the interviews he's been to. Because I know he did one with Bola Ray. He's been to other radio stations and TV stations and done interviews, but it looks like the bulk of the message as far as number 12 is concerned is what he said here. So we're going to be looking at this again, but it's going to be in very short segment, and then we would come back to discuss the.
But they say, if you can say, oh, Kwesi Nyantakyi, no one someone also say this, say, as a for
Let me go back a little bit.
4 years new. Yes, say, a brand here, no, only Jina Dakamu
For 6 years or something.
No, 15 years. Right, 15 years. But that's all our appeal process we have from.
See, after 15 years, no, to me, I'm managing football.
Yes. But my work was said, what was that? Sa Kontompona, a brand here, no. Make Anas. But we have to confront it then.
Yes, so let's talk about
Nipa Okoye video a foul. Or the bread Ghana for a good animase. And no achieve. Or your publication said, or farming cohorts. As a Ghana for sign a petition. Or farming cohorts. And they make cohorts 2020. 4 years new. Yes, a brand here no. Only Jina Dakamu. any dance here, Tiam, also Oma.
Ah, and that's so much.
Also Oma court. Just say, your manager, Sadia now, or the Catana, so no. Now, Ghana had democracy in your practice. You was a near kangaroo pause, military regime days. That's right. You don't go kangaroo porter. The out was say, not judge, you know, Eshe, the moon, you know. Witnesses in Ashe, the moon, but in a democratic dispensation, no. Nipa na or accuse you. I said, Ojina boxing, now ultimately, a bisa na some. And to say, oh, try a dear can say, actually, so now we hear rate. Some will be by the general me bisa wasama. Now you're contemplating. Now contemplating. No wonder say, in Kennedy Japan case, yeah, or then no, a share court. But judge, you know, at the can on some basaba. So you're comfort. Or you will be a within or you say. But Sani Bano.
All right, so the first part, he started by saying that the video or the documentary was a lie. I don't know if he said the documentary that was made concerning him in number 12 was a lie. In Kontumpuna Branti ni Chafame, which is the number 12, the documentary with him in the videos was a lie. So my first question that I want us to start thinking about is FIFA took a decision to ban him for 15 years based on a lie. So anybody can just present a lie to an international body to make a decision based on the presentation to them without seeing any validity, without seeing any sense or any importance of whatever presentation that has been done to them. And that is my question, which I believe it probably might not be just me having this doubt or having this question, that FIFA took a decision to ban you for 15 years based on a lie. And so as we go along, we'll find out which part of the documentary happens to be a lie. Was it him in the videos? Was it him picking up the monies? So which part of it happens to be a lie? As I said, we're going to be discussing the number 12 into details. And then again, we're going to come up with, we would read some of the FIFA guidelines as far as the code of ethics is concerned about their officials and what they can do and what they cannot do. So if he says that FIFA took a decision to ban him for 15 years before he can have anything to do with soccer or football based on a lie, it beats my mind a little bit. It really does not make sense to me. I think he has to be careful with his utterances because it might also sound as an insult to the FIFA body. It's like, how stupid could you be to take a decision against me based on a lie? Somebody presents something to you and you can tell this is a lie. Probably that's not me in the video. Probably the things that I said were misconstrued. Probably I didn't even say the things I said in the video. The video might have been manipulated or what have you. So FIFA did not take time to go through all this, did not take time to investigate, did not take time to find out whatever the truth of what has been presented to them, and they, based on them not being intelligent enough to do their homework or to research or to investigate into the matter, took a decision to ban you for 15 years. That beats my mind. I don't know if Prof, you have anything to say about that segment of the video.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried about that particular statement because I know for bodies like FIFA, international bodies like that, there is an ethics committee. This is not the first time somebody has been accused of in FIFA, so they have a process they go through. It would take a lot for somebody just to present some flimsy, document or a video with that basis, and for FIFA to just accept it as fact. FIFA will go through its ethics procedures. It will go through its forensic investigation procedures. Let's say in Ghana, or in Africa, we are run by emotions and stuff like that. Let's give him that concession. There is no way, because Berlusconi, a lot of other very high-ranking European FIFA officials were brought down by the same ethics committees and the investigative body of FIFA. You just don't present something and then they just take a decision. They will do due diligence to the presentation and to the documentation before they actually make a decision. And as far as I'm concerned, the best thing President Techi can do is to sue FIFA. If he believes FIFA wrongfully terminated him, sue FIFA. FIFA can be sued. Sue FIFA. If you really believe there is absolutely no evidence and the basis on which you were sort of crucified was a lie, it will be straightforward. You don't need a media blitz for this. And once you sue FIFA and you win, it will bring a lot of justice into the system. That's what I would like to say as a first. Thank you.
Well, that's a good point. If you believe you have been maligned, or if you believe that FIFA took a hasty decision without necessarily considering or investigating or researching into the matter that has been presented to them, you can sue them, and FIFA is suable. Wow. The second thing he said, which also needs to be looked at, is the fact that Anas refused to come to court to testify. I believe he explained why he refused to come to court, but as to whether he refused to come to court is another thing. But I believe that the request from his team, Kwesi Nyantak's team, is to make or force Anas to unveil himself when it comes to court to testify. My question is, if I'm innocent, if I believe that you did a documentary based on lies about me, probably it's not me in the video, somebody dressed like me, or somebody impersonating me in the video, or the money was not meant to be a gift, or the money was not meant for me. Probably I was supposed to go pay for something you want me to do for you, and you manipulated the video to implicate me in the video. right? And I know the truth is not what has been presented in the video. And I'm being taken to court. I don't care who stands in the box to testify against me, whether the face is covered or not. It's the same. The questions that are going to be asked are not going to be changed because the person's face is covered. The interrogation that was going to go on in the courtroom is not going to be different because the person's face is covered or uncovered. In the first place, we know why he is covering his face. You and I know why he's covering his face. This gentleman is covering his face to prevent unnecessary attacks. Number one of his aides was killed after he was exposed on TV and on social media. He was killed. And so I believe that if the courts want to be just and want to do right by undercover investigative journalists, not just on us, but all undercover investigative journalists, they should grant him, because this is not the first time he's been to court to testify with his beats on. As a matter of fact, he's done that throughout the years where he's done his investigations. So why do you think you are so special for him to unveil himself to come to court on your case? That's another thing that beats my mind. If I'm innocent, let's assume you're innocent. I don't care who stands in the box. You can wear a wooden box over your head. I don't care. Because the same questions are going to be thrown at you. The same questions are going to be put to you. So you have to answer those questions. They're not going to be changed. You know, and we all know that if you want to fight corruption in Africa, it means you've signed your death warrant, so to speak. And more so for the person to show up with his face. It means he's a dead man. Because the likes, okay, let me rephrase the statement. Because some people who are corrupt or who happens to be corrupt and have been exposed by his works are definitely not going to let him walk around free if they know who the person really is. And as I said earlier, we've seen what happened to his aide when he was publicized on national television. He got killed. So are the judges willing to sacrifice another journalist because of one person? And in any case, whether he covers his face or not, he's still going to be in the box for cross-examination and to testify. So what difference does it make? And I hear in a certain portion of the video, he was talking about he's not the law. He's not the Constitution. Yes, he's not the law. He's not the Constitution. Neither are you the law nor the Constitution. So you cannot also want somebody to be killed for you. Or you can't put somebody's life in danger for you. Especially when you believe you're innocent. The covering of the face shouldn't be an issue for you when you know you're innocent. And that's my take on that. The issue of him not wanting to come to court. And I believe it's a strategy taken by his team, knowing that he's not going to unveil himself. So let's insist on that in court. And I don't know who the judges are, who the judge is sitting on this case. And if the judge is also going to insist that he shows up without the beads, or he shows up unveiling his identity before the case is heard, then I don't know if we really are serious to do justice to the matter, or we just playing politics with the matter. That's my take on that. Doc, if you have any.
I believe there is rule of law in Ghana, and that judges are very. Don't also forget that judges, a lot of judges, I beg to say, are biased against this particular because
Prof, it looks like
exposé
you're
to
going in and
judicial.
out. I don't know what's.
Oh, okay. I'm saying that.
Yeah, the voice goes up, comes down. So I don't know if.
I'm saying that there's rule of law in Ghana, and that because of I beg to say because of Anas's previous exposés, I personally would like to think the judges are biased against Anas. And if there is a legal way to compel him to unveil himself in the interest of this particular case, they would have. They would have. So, like you
Did
are
you say they
saying,
would have or they won't
yes,
have?
they
Okay.
would have. If there
Okay.
is a legal way to compel Anas to unveil himself completely and come to court,
Right.
they would have.
Because they have the power to do that.
They have the power to do that, and I dare say they are biased against him because of his expose into the judiciary system. Now, we are having a jury of two come on TV and say whatever they like. There was no representation of Anas on this particular show. They could have called for his lawyer, they could have called for his secretary, they could have called to rebut some of the things these people are saying. I don't believe we really know whether Anas refused to go to court. He may have refused to unveil himself, which may be within his legal.
I believe during the early course of the court proceedings, that was the issue. Unveiling himself was the issue. Yes.
Okay.
So it was not like he refused to go to court to testify. As a matter of fact, he took the matter to court.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
The issue was not him refusing to show up in court, but the issue was his team, his legal team, are insisting that he unveils himself before they go to court.
And like I'm saying, if that was pertinent, his unveiling himself was the most important thing to the validity of the court case or to justice being served. The judicial system would have forced him to do that if they had the legal rights. So this is just throwing red herrings into the fray so that people will give him some sympathy or whatever it is. But legal minds will tell you that even in the United States, somebody as powerful as the right-hand man to the president was compelled to come to court. So yes, indeed, the court system will compel Anas to come to court. Just that maybe he will not be able to compel him to unveil his face. And that has nothing to do with whether this case is true or not. You see? And if they really want to find out if Anas was the right person, the judge and the court system can see him before he enters the courtroom. Here in the US, the federal court system do not allow cameras within the courtroom for a reason. If it is a federal case, there will be no cameras in the courtroom. Maybe if they really, apart from the jurors and the court system and the people who have a need to be inside the courtroom, yes, Anas can go stand there, and maybe 10 or 15 people that are supposed to be in there, the lawyers and everything, they could be in the courtroom. But you don't expect somebody who is an investigative journalist to come to court in such a heated case and unveil himself, which means you've put an end to his livelihood and to his life. Because there are powers that actually want this guy dead. And we've had examples. His aide that was killed, we never found out who did it. We've not been able to even prosecute that case, investigate that case. So this is neither here nor there. It doesn't take away, I know you have said that we are going to analyze this issue. It does not take away from the fact that you actually opened businesses in furtherance of this particular alleged crime. Business records cannot be forged. If the business is registered and is in the registry of the government, please, there is more to this.
We'll get there. I think he made mention of that during the latter part of his video, but we'll get there. And I think our 1 hour is up, so we're gonna wrap up here. But we're gonna continue this next week, same time. This is what I want to say in support of what you just said, that the court can compel Anas to come to court if he refuses to come to court, or if there are any legal means by which they can force or cause him to unveil himself. The court can go through that procedure to do that. Nonetheless, this is going to be really sad. It is going to be really sad and a big blow and a shame to the nation of Ghana if the court decides to throw out the case because Anas refuses to unveil his identity in court. That will be a sad thing. Because as you said, if there are legalities by which they can get him to unveil himself, they will do that. They have the power to get him to court, even if he refuses to be in court. So whichever way, there is a way for this issue to proceed or this case to be heard. Should they decide to throw the case out of court because Anas refused to unveil himself, this would be a blow to all those who claim they are fighting against corruption. I rest my case here. Thank you so much for being a part of today's Analyze This. And as I said, I know we give some breaks here and there, but I promise from today moving forward, we're not going to have any breaks. We're going to continue the video from where we left off next week, same time. And the analysis will go on. If you want to be a part of it, we make sure we put the links in the Zoom link and Facebook, whatever. You can join us whichever way and bring your questions, your dissenting opinions, and we are more than happy to discuss it. Thank you so much. And Prof is my co-pilot as always. And my name is Nana Osebonsu Jr. And Prof, your name?
Koyewa from Pond. We'll be talking.
Thank you. See you again, same time next week. Bye-bye.